Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll do with, you know what we'll do? Come on.
Hi everyone.
Hello everybody.
We are just approaching
the Cabot Trail.
The
We're gonna walk over
infamous
by the sign.
Cabot Trail. So that's where we're heading. And you probably can see the sign from here.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going. And how long is it?
From here? Well, no, the whole Cabot Trail is going to take us about 3 hours. But we're here. This is the beginning of the entrance. This is what they call the west entrance. This is the west entrance.
Okay.
So we are just starting it. So we wanted to show you, take a couple pictures of Michelle, the Cabot Trail sign. And if you see the sign in the background, it says the Red Barn. It's a big, well, you can turn around and show everybody. So that's literally the big Red Barn. Has a restaurant, gift shop, and everything. Just your typical tourist trap. Yep, Red Barn gift shop. So if you come here with your family, and there you go, you got to stop here. They got food, treats, and desserts. You know, typical tourist traps.
But unfortunately, they don't have the sticker that I need for my helmet.
Yes.
The one like Mark's, it says
Cabot Trail,
that one. Yeah. So we're just gonna give you a quick synopsis of our time so far. So here we're heading on the Cabot Trail, like we said, and we have had quite a bit of an eventful night. We had a few things. Well, yesterday morning it started out with, I thought I lost my glasses.
These
shades.
ones here, these are prescription sunglasses.
Prescription sunglasses, otherwise my eyes will get like they start hurting. So normally I have to have shades, you know, because the glare affects my eyes. So we wasted, I don't know, 10 minutes looking for it.
It's just a few minutes. We've been around in circles a few times till jokingly come to find out,
it was in my jacket
my lovely bride
pocket.
said she didn't dropped it out of her jacket, and she said, nope, it's not on me anywhere. I've checked all my pockets. And it's like, okay. And then long story short, we did round and round and round and round went to the casino, back to the casino, around the parking lot, come back inside the IHOP. We must have did 3-4 different rounds, and then come to find out I was standing in front of her, and she goes, I don't know where they are. I guess it's a loss. And I go, well, I know where they are. They're right here, literally in her breast pocket. I said, they're right here. She goes, no. Oh my gosh. And she pulled them out, and they were there. So
then after we did that, then we went on our journey to, where did we go? We were on our way to from New Brunswick, because this happened in New Brunswick, and then we were on our way to PEI, which you will see the videos on that. And then we went across the bridge, and then we thought we were gonna go through PEI Summerside, then to Charlottetown, then go around the bridge, which we thought was the high.
Well, we went to. There's two ways to enter the island. There's one on the west side, which is called the Confederation Bridge, which you guys will see in the video, which we did. And then on the far east side of the island, which I thought was a bridge, turns out, I'm wrong. I've never been on that side. I've been to Charlottetown area, but I never crossed over that side. And I thought, it says on the GPS, it shows it as the Trans-Canada, part of the Trans-Canada Highway, which I mentioned earlier. But turns out there's a ferry there. Well, needless to say, as we were dragging our knuckles all day long, having a grand old time, seeing the countryside, we got there, and as we got to the toll booth, the lady says, I'm
maybe
sorry.
About 6:40 we arrived.
Yeah, they said, you are 10 minutes late for the ferry. And I said, oh, I don't want to take a ferry. I want to take the bridge. She goes, what bridge? There is no bridge. There's the last ferry, and it just gone. So guess what? We had to turn all the way around. That cost us over. We had to go all the way through PEI again, back to Charlottetown, over back to New Brunswick, back to New Brunswick, back to where we literally started in Moncton, right to where we literally started. Long story short, that cost us what, 3 hours?
3.5 hours or so.
And then
we sped our way trying to go back to the hotel where we had booked, because we booked everything earlier that day.
Yeah, we booked a hotel at what was the name of the town we stayed in, sweetie? Where did we stay?
We stayed in Antigonish.
Oh, Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
So that was the plan, but then because we were encountering some fog, and we thought, okay, we're not gonna make it, and I was kind of cold and I was famished as well. And so I said, you know, let's stop to eat something, because I notice if I don't eat on time, then my stomach get a little bit oozy. So anyway, so we stopped, got a sandwich at Tim Hortons.
At Tim Hortons, yep.
And then my lovely husband was trying to cancel the reservation because we noticed that the visibility was poor.
Yeah, and
on
by the way,
highway.
this is nighttime. This is not daytime anymore. We lost
This was
all
about
sun.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, it went from nice and mid kind of overcast to literally, and I'm talking dense fog, couldn't see. We're out there in the middle of nowhere, and we still had 2
in
hours
Amherst
to go.
at the time,
Yeah.
and we were trying to see if we could get a place in Amherst. This was about close to 10 o'clock, and we thought, okay, there's 2 more hours to go to get to Antigonish, and then if we could stay in Amherst, then we won't have to go all the way down to Antigonish.
And there was a hotel right there at the exit we got, but I had to cancel the other one. Then the guy tried to
cancel it.
He tried to cancel it. He couldn't get a hold of anybody.
We were waiting for 15 minutes.
Yeah, so
we
I
decided,
was on hold.
Yeah, so we decided, you know what, let's just brave it, go on the...
Well, that's not, no. We didn't just let's go brave it. I checked the GPS. I'm really good with the GPS, and I checked the weather channel and the weather patterns, and I checked out the radar map. It looked to be about 30 minutes or so. It was going to be of dense fog, which it was. But I have amazing lights on my bike. I have like I call them moose lights. They're
Fog
spotlights. If you ever seen them on motorcycles, they're like bright white. So it cuts through all the fog and everything. But needless to say, I don't recommend it for anybody, experienced riders or not. You don't want to ride in dense fog in a motorcycle. I mean, it's obviously counterintuitive.
Plus, moose could jump
oh
up
yeah,
from
there's
anywhere.
moose everywhere, moose and deer and all those things, the possibilities. Anyway, long story short, by God's grace, we ran it for about maybe 30 miles in dense fog. Then it cleared right up, and it was nice and warm. And then got almost all the way about 45 minutes outside of Antigonish. And then dense fog again. We traveled on that for about another 30 minutes, and then it cleared again,
and then close to our destination, which was about maybe
10 kilometers.
10
and by the way,
kilometers.
there's a part of the story we forgot to tell. When we had stopped, this is my fault, not Michelle's. Not really fault, but it's just something it just got caught. The most important element to make sure you continue on your trip is to have gas. So guess what? No, we didn't run out of gas, but by golly, we almost did, because that was my bad. Because when we had stopped, my whole idea was we were going to stop, and I had 2 more hours. I was going to top up on fuel, go to that, and we were literally at a gas station where Tim Hortons is. And I said to Michelle, she's like, I'm hungry, I'm going to get my thing, I'm going to get my dinner. And it's like, okay, just like, and I'm going to try to contact the guy. Well, with all the rug and roll with him and our planning, I forgot to get gas. So needless to say, after 5 years of having this bike, I've never taken the bike. First of all, rule of thumb is you never let your bike get below a quarter tank, because you just never know really how much fuel you have in the tank. And that's kind of rule of thumb even in your car. But anyhow, long story short, we were riding out, and then by the time we were about 10K outside of it, I was like, oh my. I looked at the gas tank, and we were riding on fumes, and literally, and then I said, well, and of course Michelle was like, everything okay, Mark? I went, oh yeah, good. And I was just trying to play tough guy, and I was like, we are going to be hitchhiking in dense fog. This is going to be amazing. But turns out, by God's grace, we got about 10K just outside, and guess what? The light came on, and the light from my gas gauge has never come on. I didn't even know if it worked, because my bike's a 12-year-old bike, but it's pristine, right? But never had it work. But we literally rode in right into our exit, got off the exit, made it, and when we got into the exit, the light, we got there, and we both looked in the bottom of the tank, and it was fumed. So once again, God rescued us. He was gracious, and then
next door to the gas station was our hotel, so we had an amazing time. So when we got in the hotel, we were famished, as I said, because we didn't really get to stop to have dinner.
What time did we arrive? Like 1 o'clock in the morning?
No, we arrived about midnight.
Oh, okay.
Midnight, because our time was 2 hours from Amherst, which was 10 o'clock in Amherst.
Yeah.
So, which means we arrived about 12:19 to be exact. I remember time. So when we got there, we asked the receptionist.
No, hold on, we forgot. You don't notice. We looked inside and just noticed, oddly enough, they had an actual bar inside the hotel.
So some people were sitting at the bar.
Yeah, and we thought, okay, maybe they're having drinks or whatever. So we asked.
And then it was you could say the end of his birthday. We didn't get to do much except for gallivanting all day, but we said, we're gonna have a couple drinks, to kind of like end the night well. So
yeah, we were both stressed. And then I asked the lady, and I said, ma'am, I said, I noticed you're serving drinks. I said, is there a restaurant in here? She goes, yeah, but it's closed. And she goes, we stopped serving food at 9. I was like, oh. I said, oh, because like we're famished. And she goes, oh, well, what do you guys want? And I said, well, what do you have? And I said, just whatever. Like I was thinking she was gonna say a sandwich or something. And she goes, well, I can turn the fryer on. She goes, how about some chicken wings? And I make that 1 pound, 2 pound, whatever you want. So we end up, long story short, she went out of her way. Oh, remember, this is at midnight when a kitchen shouldn't be open. God is so made. 3 hours later, way beyond the thing. And the girl was there. The men were having a few beers at the bar. It was quiet. And she just said, no problem. So she literally went back to the kitchen, turned on the deep fryer for us. We had great, amazing chicken wings, along with a nice dessert. She ended up the lady come out and she says, I said to her, oh, you know what? I said, hey, Michelle, why don't you grab a glass of wine? So Michelle grabbed a nice glass of wine. We both had an amazing dessert, and we capped it off with an amazing night. And the whole day, outside,
it went like this, a roller coaster.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, literally. So you know what, we no matter what, it didn't matter what happened, no matter what setbacks we had, God provided. God kept us. Most importantly, even jokingly, if I ran out of gas, that was the worst. That was the least of our worries. I was just worried about hitting a moose in the middle of a dense fog, or getting hit by a deer, or getting hit by a car. My bike's really well lit up and all that stuff, but that don't mean nothing in dense fog. So we were certainly in a state of we were going to be a liability out there, but we had we were already caught between a rock and a hard place, so we just had to muscle through it and go, and everything was good. And Michelle's a trooper, by the way. She never once, no matter how dense fog it was, no matter, because you could barely maybe see, without exaggeration, 5 feet, 6 feet in front of you, that's it. And there was nobody out there. Maybe every half an hour a car would pass us or whatever, but outside of that, we were there. And Michelle never even batted an eye. I said, hey, everything good? And she was like, thumbs up, I'm good. Are you warm? Oh, I'm perfect. And she was great. So she's
and I saw the gauge. I knew that it was going on E, but I told him, he asked me, why weren't you freaking out? Like, were you freaking out? Were you doing that? I'm like, no, I was praying. I said, Lord, please help us to get to our destination safely. Lord, please help us not to have a moose running in front of us. Lord,
exactly.
Pray that nobody slams in us, because of course in a foggy environment, you don't want a car to slam, behind you. But I had on like the jacket with the neon.
Oh yeah, we have high visibility on, right? And you can see the bike and all that. But I mean, like,
yeah, but still, you never know, because people, you can't trust people when they're driving. You have to make sure that you take care of yourself on the road.
Well, the truth is, we had no business being out there,
and there were no other bikers at that time.
No, there wasn't a bike in sight, because everyone smart enough with half a brain wasn't out there. But we were caught between a rock and a hard place. Again, to cancel our reservations, we didn't get anything. So you know what? We had to muscle up by God's grace and did it. So we literally had an adventure.
Yes,
and it was amazing.
So this is what we set out to have, an adventurous time for a 3 weeks vacation. And guess what? It's definitely, it has not disappointed.
And we were blessed. And guess why? We were blessed. We're here at the Cabot Trail, but look, this is what we're blessed with. Look at that beautiful sunshine. It's a magnificent day out. So
this is the thing here, Cape Breton.
Cape Breton Island. That's where we are.
Cape Breton Island. That's where we are.
Yep.
And we're heading.
We're heading on
what's this?
We're going the
north?
next town. Yeah, I mean, there's several towns along the way, but if anybody knows this area, we're doing the west side of the Cabot Trail. Our next town stop is Cheticamp, which is right on the Atlantic Ocean. So the Atlantic Ocean will be on our left side the entire journey, all the way from the far west side over to the north. A lot of times, people very quickly will do, especially motorcycle riders, they'll ride all the way over to the east side and then do a U-turn and come back, because you get to see it from different perspectives. You'll have the ocean on your right or the ocean on your left, however you want to see it, and obviously all the things you missed along the way, and that's kind of how it goes. So
this is where we're heading, and
yep.
You can see in the background all the different areas.
Yep.
In the background,
all that, and by the way, all up there, that is called the Cape Breton Highlands, and that's exactly what we're going, because this is the furthest northeastern portion of Nova Scotia. You can't go any further than what we're going. Once we get up to the far northeastern corner,
that's near to the Atlantic Ocean.
Not near, we're literally right on. We're literally a stone throw from you, and you'll see all the scenery when she has her GoPro. So anyway, we don't want to elongate this video. Just wanted to come out. We had an amazing night, but most importantly, if you're a firm believer in Christ like we are, you can identify by saying God is good all times, every time, and he's so gracious to his children. So we're blessed. And literally, as I said to Michelle, literally on the lamp, I jokingly said, I said to her, I said, I love this psalm. I said, it says, you're a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. And I said, oh, that's actually Hebrew for a light unto my motorcycle. So, so he lit the way for us. And she laughed and thought that was funny, just to kind of lighten the humor, because we were both panicking inside going, I don't want.
I wasn't panicking.
Oh,
he was panicking. I was praying.
No,
so.
well, that. When I say panicking, I don't mean we were showing no visible signs of panicking, but inside she's praying, I'm praying, so that's what I meant by panicking. But the reality is, this ain't our first rodeo. Well, ain't my first rodeo, but at the same token,
and he has been through worse. So this was not.
But
that's another story. We'll talk about that another time.
I literally did not want to be quote unquote hitchhiking in 1 o'clock in the morning on the side of the road in dense fog and trying to walk out of gas.
And he has been a good husband, because he kept saying, you know what, I am here to protect you and I don't want anything to happen to you, so I'm not going to make any foolish decision and jeopardizing your life. So,
and I know your first knee-jerk response is, foolish decision? You rode into dense fog, you dum-dum. Yeah, I know. It was an epic fail, but that's the way, by God's grace, it turned out it was an epic fail, because he was gracious enough, even in us getting caught with our pants down proverbially. But that's okay. It was all part of the awesome adventure. But anyhow, enough rambling. Yeah. We got to go.
Yeah, and as we always say, let's keep it real. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.